Bible condone the death penalty. Okay, well then the Bible on some levels may be perpetuating violence, hey, for justifiable means. And why would a God of love create something like that? I don't understand it. Jared writes, a lot of innocent people were executed. Hashtag ban the death penalty. You know one thing, I love the internet. I absolutely love the internet. Currently 7:34 a.m. in the Queen City. Nathan Ivey with you, the king of straight talk. I love the internet. I love the internet. I love the highs. I love the lows. I've been on YouTube lately, and again, I came across these things many years ago, but I'll share with you. If you go on YouTube and you type in channels like, Dark Five or Hybrid Librarian, I know these names sound very, very strange, but what people are doing now, and they've been doing it from some time, is they do these video top 10 lists, and they'll pick a particular topic. And I had the chance to watch one of these shows, right? These episodes, I don't know, maybe about a month ago. And it was like 10 people who were executed and later found to have been innocent. And I'm telling you, it's just the way humans are. People have put a lot of time and detail and a lot of good production into making these things very, very watchable. I'm not sure what your mentality's like, but you might get into it. But anyway, it just broke my heart. As he detailed the stories, he actually got photographs, the real images of these individuals. And there's been a lot of people. There's someone sitting on death row right now. Probably because a police officer or somebody else lied or was coerced into lying. I ain't trying to pick on police officers, man, but y'all got a lot of bad press out there, yo. Don't blame me for the negative press. I'm just one cat behind the microphone. Don't blame me for it. I mean, I still have the image of a police officer in Tacoma, Washington, pulling this young, then 15-year-old girl off her bicycle, choking her out, slamming her to the ground, grabbing her, slinging her by her head, throws her down, and then you want to stand over her and shoot her with a taser? So clearly a few bad ones have slipped into the ranks. Nobody can deny that. Or I'm not even sure what the or would be in that case. You have to tell me. Brent writes, Kentucky and Oregon primaries today. I know Bernie will take Oregon and may win Kentucky, which is similar in makeup to West Virginia in terms of its politics and demographics. Dare writes, the Bible's authors condones the death penalty, not God. Here we go. B writes, the Bible is not, spirit, the Bible is not, and then period. Spiritual book is propaganda piece of literature, not based on historical facts. The Bible is not an accurate reference for morals. Well, then some might argue what is then. Again, not necessarily me, but I'm just saying. So that's what it comes down to. I mean, we need to abolish abolishing the death penalty will put us, in terms of our mentality, a little closer toward that brighter tomorrow, to use a phrase, that in which violence has ended and people aren't killing their neighbors for nothing, or a little bit of nothing, and there's not this mass proliferation of guns out there. That's where the conversation needs to go. Because these young cats is out here in the streets living wild, on some cases living with no code, in some cases living by some code, I guess. Killing each other over minor squabbles, right? While everybody's saying stop the violence, we do the same thing when someone does something reprehensible. They got to go. We got to take your life. What? Tiffany writes, the Bible says a lot of things that are wrong. The Bible was used to justify slavery. Tell them, Tiffany. Absolutely. And again, I'm not trying to get you tied up into a protracted conversation about the Bible. That is not my intention. Okay. And if we're slipping down that mountain, we can just pull back up a little bit. Okay. But again, share your thoughts on whatever way you want to share your thoughts. My issue is this concept of the death penalty on some level contributing to the idea that it's all right to shoot somebody if you got a problem that you believe rises to a level in which you are so upset that the only way it can be addressed is that they die. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. and on how that might impact the whole violence that we see in the community. Listen, people care about it. I'll be in an event this weekend, and we'll be talking about, issues that pertain to the overall health of the Cincinnati community, okay? People talk about it. We hear the mayor talking about it. There's all kinds of programs. At least it would appear. The media gives it lots of attention. We know that. So what if we did this? What if we completely eradicated poverty in the city of Cincinnati? And how might that affect the crime? Yeah, some might say it might go away, but hey, some people like that lifestyle. Again, I still see this image of this 19-year-old young brother who shot the Hummins girl, shot her in the head because they were hunting for someone else. You're looking for someone else, and you think you see a car. Oh, that's his car. Yeah, how fortuitous is that? And you just open fire? I mean, was it mistaken identity, or was it kind of like, I'm not sure, so why don't we just cover all of our bases? Like, can you see how morbid that is? What are we doing? I'll tell you, a lot of people are lining up to get some of that Prince money. They are lining up. He's got a kid in jail. He's got another kid down here. I kid you not, there was a European-American dude that looked like he said he was his son, long-lost son of Prince. I think my mother liked Prince too. And we're talking about the heirs to a $200 million plus estate. And then moving into the future, now that he's like in icon status, 1999, I mean, somebody's going to be selling it. Corporations are going to be using his music for jingles. You know that. You're talking about big money for the rest of your life and maybe your whole bloodline. So they're about to duke it out. Authorities are still looking to see if Prince had a drug runner. And that's laughable. I just don't see Prince going to pick up his drugs on his own. I don't see that. Call me crazy. And drug runner or your cousin, you're trying to make sure your cousin keeps a job. You don't like him that much, but your aunt made you promise. Okay, so you give him some kind of menial task. That's amazing. Prince money. It all spins, right? Nathan Ivey, coming up on 7:41 a.m. in the Queen City. The show and the flow continues right after this.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Good morning. My name is Nathan Ivey, and welcome back to the Nathan Ivey Show, your morning destination for interesting conversation. And the Cincinnati Health Department and the Creating Healthy Communities Coalition wants to hear from you on ways to identify strategies and opportunities for improving health outcomes in Cincinnati's minority communities. So please join us for our local conversation community forum on Saturday, May 21st, from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Community Action Agency. They're located at 1740 Langdon Farm Road in Bond Hill. A free breakfast and a free lunch will be provided to those who register for this event by calling 357-7439. Again, I'll be your MC. And my endeavor is to make sure that we stay on point, and not just in terms of the tone of the conversation, but really in terms of the agenda and the time frame. And to make sure that if you are in attendance and your voice wants to be heard, I will make sure that we hear from you. And I'm looking to learn a lot myself, okay? That's this Saturday. I'll tell you more about it. Nathan Ivey, let's get back into it. It's a beautiful day, my friends. Great to be alive. Make it a powerful day. Don't just let the day make you. Make your day. Today is Tuesday, May 17th, 2016. And as always, my pleasure to be with you. Have you heard about what some cities are doing around the country as it relates to crime? Are you aware that there are some cities now that are proposing to actually pay people to not commit crimes? Pay people to not commit crimes. Is that progressive? I'm sure some people have tried it before. And the idea is to take the incentive for crime away. Do you think something like that might happen? I mean, might be effective here in the city of Cincinnati? I mean, brother, got to have a job. So your job is to not commit crimes. So we killed two birds with one stone. Does that sound like did that make any sense to you? Does that sound like a sound and rational idea? But they're calling it an anti-crime program. Anti-crime program. Because its overall purpose is to prevent crime. I want to see it work first. I'm not skeptical. I'm not skeptical at all. But I like to see it work first. See it in operation. Show me how that's done, sir. Anti-crime. Let's say we incorporated something like that in the city of Cincinnati. Would it work? Would it be for certain ages? I mean, because you could have dudes just living on the system for the rest of their life. What's your job? To not commit crimes? Okay. You get paid for that now? I mean, we've tried everything else. We've tried everything else. Do you believe that something like that might work? I'll give you more details about the plans around the country in just a second. John writes, I'm not for the death penalty, but I've never had a loved one taken from me in an act of violence. I could not look at the family of Esme Kinney and tell them that Anthony Kirkland does not deserve the death penalty. Well, I could, and to be nasty or any kind of way. And again, listen, John, I've got children, man, so I'll say it on the air. I hope that I'm never in that situation. But in that situation, I hope that I would be able to remain true to my convictions, because those kind of things will challenge you. However, I do believe I see the larger, broader issue and the larger implications. So I'm pretty much rock solid. I think rotting in jail for the rest of your natural life and then you die is worse than, you're there for 10 years or so and then you get a way out, basically. And it cheapens the life of every American. It really does. Because it puts you under the crosshairs of potentially being that individual who's on death row. Now, I know everybody thinks it could never happen to me. Listen, watch yourself out there. Okay? There's slim margins. It can happen to anybody. Wrong set of circumstances, mistaken identity, it can happen. Tiffany writes, the friends and witnesses of the victim in Coleraine are saying it was not self-defense, and that's why the shooter is charged with homicide. Yes, sir. Yes, I did read that. Kenny writes, my husband and I have already registered for the Congress. Dr. Regina Hutchins is a cool lady. spoke in depth with her yesterday. So we will see you Saturday, Mr. Ivey. All right, absolutely.